Megan, you know what we're doing today, right?
Yes, talking about weird insurance.
We're talking about weird insurance. Now, you're not a trained insurance professional, at least not yet. So I'm gonna ask you a question about some kind of insurance, and I want you to tell me if you think it's real or fake.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? Number one, alien abduction insurance.
I think that's fake.
What if I told you that there's a company in the United Kingdom that sold over 30,000 policies against being abducted by aliens, and just like any other insurance policy, in order to collect, you have to prove you were abducted by aliens.
How do you prove that though? How are they making money?
I guess you'd have to have a piece of the flying saucer? I have no idea.
Oh, shit.
Number two, hole-in-one insurance. Do you know what a hole-in-one is?
Yeah, it's like in golf when you like puck once and you get in the hole automatically.
Right, so a hole-in-one. So do you know what hole-in-one insurance is?
No.
So you ever seen like in sporting events where they'll have someone try to make a basket from the other side of the court for $1 million?
Oh yeah.
Or they'll have like a hockey puck and have a tiny little hole and they have to make it from the other end
Oh yeah.
for like $1 million?
Yeah.
Well, a hole-in-one insurance is insurance for if the contestant makes the shot.
But why would it be insurance? Isn't that like, I don't know, something else?
The insurance is the company who's putting up the prize money, they don't want to have to pay the whole prize money. So they buy insurance against if the person makes it, the insurance company pays the prize money. And if the person doesn't make it, the insurance company keeps the premium.
That's weird.
Pet insurance.
Oh yeah, I know that for sure is real.
Oh, what's pet insurance about?
Well, if they are sick or if they need any vaccinations, I think it'll like take some of the money away, and I don't know if they die or something. I don't know.
Well, you're right on the money. So it's like health insurance, but for pets.
Yeah.
So it helps with some of the expenses that that pets incur. And some of the policies do have benefits if the pet were to die, to the costs associated with that, and even maybe the costs associated with burying them.
There's cost to a dog or cat dying? Oh, what?
Yeah, baby girl.
Oh, gosh.
How about life insurance for astronauts?
What? Well, I guess it would be real because we do have astronauts, but I mean, how are you gonna insure them in space? Send a rocket ship with like a check or something? Oh.
Astronauts can buy life insurance today, but very famously, the Apollo 11 astronauts couldn't buy life insurance.
Why?
Because no one would sell it to them. Remember, in order to be able to buy insurance, there has to be a company who's willing to take on the risk, right? And so the risk was too great, people thought, and the companies thought, so they never were willing to do it. So what did the astronauts do before they took off on the rocket? They took a bunch of pictures and they signed them, so that if something was to happen, and we're talking about a lot of pictures, but if something was to happen to them, if they were to die on the mission, that NASA was going to sell the pictures so that and give the proceeds to their families.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah, so they couldn't insure it, so they found another way to try to hedge the bet, but thankfully they all came back safely.
Woohoo!
And they probably sold the pictures anyway.
Made lots of moolah.
How about body part insurance?
What?
Like insurance for a specific body part.
Why don't you just do it for your whole body?
Well,
why a certain part?
So sometimes a part of a body for an athlete or a celebrity can be insured in case that particular body part gets hurt. Usually you're talking about that particular body part that's important to their fame or their athleticism. As an example, David Beckham, when he was playing soccer, he insured his legs for $100 million. Just his legs.
That's crazy.
And Julia Roberts, you know Julia Roberts, she's been like in Pretty Woman. And
Yeah.
She insured her smile for $30 million.
What on earth?
Well, I guess that's what she thought she'd lose if something happened to her smile. There was
Okay, I understand the insurance part, but the money? 30 million? I understand.
She does have a great smile.
She has a great smile, but 30 million? I don't think it's worth it.
You know what a food critic is?
No.
A food critic is a person who
Steals food.
no, who tastes food and gives their opinion as to how the food tastes.
Oh.
So there was a famous food critic named Egon Ronay who insured his taste buds for $400,000.
Okay, that makes more sense. Not in the millions, it makes more sense.
And Bruce Springsteen, he's the singer who sang Born in the USA. He insured his voice for $6 million. That's just a couple of examples. People have insured like their hands and their legs and arms.
Just do your whole body while you're at it. I mean.
Well, talking about your whole body, what is the most expensive life insurance policy ever sold? Life insurance is for if you die, it's the money that's left to your family. A lot of times for things like expenses, taxes that have to be paid after you die, and things like that. The most expensive one, how much?
Like how much it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, $1 million?
How about 1.2 billion with a B, $billion,
Holy.
supposedly purchased by Steven Spielberg, who is the director of like E.T., Jurassic Park, and Indiana Jones. That one I'm not sure how true it is, but we did find it on a lot of websites, and so I thought, could you imagine that? That's the cost of the life insurance policy. Okay, how about dying of laughter insurance?
What? Shouldn't that go into the dying insurance? Why dying of laughter insurance?
Well, that's a good question. So dying of laughter insurance was actually a type of policy sold to certain theaters when movies first became a thing. So you're talking about the early 1900s. And people didn't quite understand how all that worked, and you know, some movie theaters were concerned that people could get hurt because they were laughing too much, so they bought policies that would pay $1 million if one of the patrons, one of the customers, died of laughter, of excessive laughter.
And what would you name this insurance, dying of laughter? Like,
I'm pretty sure you just call it dying of laughter.
That's literally the first insurance name ever.
Well, you know, insurance policies cover a specific set of things, right? Some of them are very broad, and they cover lots of things, like general liability covers a whole lot of things. Some of them are very specific, like dying of laughter insurance, and says, hey, we're gonna cover this one thing if it happens. How about beard insurance?
Oh gosh, man, they really do have insurance for everything.
So
why would you need insurance for your beard though? Like,
why would you need it is one question. But what if I told you that the Derbyshire Whiskers Club, 40 members of the Derbyshire Whiskers Club, insured their beards against theft or fire?
It's just the beard.
But apparently people wanted to steal that beard.
It's just hair.
How do you steal a beard?
I don't know, you cut it off.
I guess.
I remember seeing, I'm not sure if it's true, but I remember seeing like a YouTube video where this guy sold his hair and he put it like on eBay and it sold for like $1 million.
Well, was he a member of the Derbyshire Whiskers Club?
I have no idea.
I don't know, because apparently if they had done that with their beards, it could have been a lot of money. And then, you know, fire I could see, you know, they accidentally have their beard out there.
Yeah.
One more that I have is satellite insurance.
What? How does a satellite get insurance for itself?
Well, satellite doesn't get insurance for itself. The owners of the satellite would get insurance for itself. If it was damaged while in flight, up to where it orbits, or if it fell before it was supposed to.
Why would the insurance pay them money?
Well, because they pay the premium. And so Lloyd's of London, which is one of the world's oldest and largest insurers, and they are a lot more of what we've talked about today. They've insured a lot of these things. They insured, the first satellite that they insured was in 1965, and then they insured quite a few after that. And then in 1984, though, they lost 2 satellites. And instead of just paying the the claim, what they did was they paid to have a shuttle go up with 5 astronauts to retrieve the 2 satellites.
Just make a new one.
Apparently it was a lot more expensive to pay for the satellite than it was to pay for a shuttle to go up there and get them.
Like when Amazon, sometimes that when they gave you the wrong thing, they're like, keep it, don't return it, because I guess it's more expensive to return.
That's right. Sometimes the cost of shipping is higher, and insurance is about the cost to replace something versus the cost to repair it sometimes, or the cost to get it back. And so they thought that paying for a space shuttle and 5 astronauts was less expensive than paying for the 2 satellites.
Oh gosh.
So those were the 9 things that I had that were weird insurance.
Those are pretty crazy.
Did you think that any of those things were insurance before today?
I think one maybe in the beginning. I think I knew, but that
Pet
was
insurance?
like literally it. Yeah, I knew pet insurance.
You knew pet insurance? Well, what if I told you that there's also wedding insurance?
Oh God.
What if you were to have a really big party for a wedding and it rains?
So
Or
it
there's a
rained.
hurricane?
Just like for Ryan's birthday, we were going to a water park, it rained, so we went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Well,
which is
imagine I
10
could buy
times
Chuck E.
better.
Cheese insurance. So in case or water park insurance. In case it rains,
God.
they can help, put on another party at a different day.
No.
Well, you know that's what insurance does, right?
Yeah.
It helps you prepare for those things that you can't always be monetarily prepared for. And it helps reimburse you, helps come up with some of the money to be able to redo these things. So could you imagine a wedding that was your dream wedding? That you paid all this money to, and all these people flew in from all over the world to see you get married, and then all of a sudden there's a hurricane and you can't get married. So there's wedding insurance.
Get married inside. Call it the hurricane wedding.
I like where your head is at, thinking of other creative options other than just insurance. Insurance is not always the answer.
Make the dress like gray and like swirly, the wedding dress, and then make the other ones have like yellow or white for like lining.
That was it.
Thank you.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Did you learn about insurance?
Yes.
Yes. Yes-ish.
Ish.
I love you.